Hello Achievement Hunter, this is General Sedanian Horn, sponsored from the website, and this is my video on my saw traps. I'm a huge fan of the Let's Plays, and after watching all of them, especially the Minecraft ones, multiple times, I had the idea, what if you were to subject the Achievement Hunter guys to a saw map, a saw course, as it were. A series of traps that were intended to burn, drown, arrow, crush, drop, and in every way possible harm the contestants until they were to get through. You could make the Tower of Pimps. As you see over there, I have my own obligatory Tower of Pimps. You can make the Tower of the Goal, or you can just have them try and survive. But I had a few ideas, ways to torture, ways to freak out and force the player to run through. And so this is the first of those ideas. I call this the friend crusher. So you can see here there are two buildings, but the trap is not dependent on the two buildings. None of the ones I have come up with are so far. You can have 3 or 4 added onto here. They'll all work the same. But right now this is just proof of concept. You have to have at least 2 in this for this trap. And this is just a test to make sure that it worked, and it did. And here's the beginning. I did a little bit of aesthetic testing as well to see what I could do. You can see here you've got some dripping water from the ceiling, and if you throw those back on and you have somebody start in a room like this, you can see it's quiet. You hear the water running, you see the water dripping, it's dim. Really great for kind of getting the fear factor up. And as you walk through, you come into these tight and narrow but long hallways. You can extend this hallway out a little bit. As you see, every single segment, I also close off with an iron door that can only be opened from one side. It directs the player through pretty easily, as long as they adhere to ground rules, not to try and destroy anything. These traps are pretty foolproof. And so, as you continue through the first trap, you come into the first real segment of the Friend Crusher. It's open now so that I'm able to, just kind of climb out and play with the circuitry a little bit. But ideally, this would be closed over. There would be a ceiling, and it would be all cobblestone. You could not see out, and you could not jump out. It would be like that. And so here's the first segment. As you can see, it's 2 iron doors that, oh, there's no exit. There's no paneling out to get out, but, oh, what's this? Save yourself, and a lever. Well, in Saw, many things can be misdirections and traps, but let's see what it does, because that's the only thing you can do at this point. Oh, look, the lever does open the door, and you're free. This would continue on down a hallway and not actually let you out into the circuitry. You're free, but at what cost? Well, you pull down the lever, and this is why I call it the Friend Crusher, because in one of the other lanes, your friend is being crushed. 4 sticky pistons attached to cobblestone blocks, activated by the redstone, activated by the lever you just threw down, are crushing them and taking half hearts down very quickly. And you say, well, how do you save your friend? Because if you open the door with the lever, but they're getting crushed, you can't go back and close the lever without being stuck back in. Well, as you can see here, there's another button. Save your friend, and this one doesn't have to be so close to the door. It'd actually be better if it was a few steps further, just so they'd have to run and hit the button. But save your friend. Well, you hit the button, and let's see if my friend is saved. Indeed they are. The pistons are no longer crushing my friend. Well, how did that work? Well, the lever, again, as I said, is connected 2 parts. Once to the door, and once over to the pistons. Well, by pushing what I call the signal breaker button, it actually activates a piston which pushes aside a piece of redstone. You can see it floating there. If I replace that piece of redstone, you can see the redstone come back on and reactivate the pistons. So the lever, I had the wiring go underneath the lane, down here, signal to the right crusher, and activate the series of repeaters and wire that I had to wire up here in order to get to the top pistons. But, bam, they're being crushed. Every single lever and every single button, every single lane has a similar function. One lever opens their own door, but then also consequently crushes another friend. And you have to very quickly run and hit each button, there we go, in order to break the circuit and release your friend. With 4 people, 3 people wouldn't be injured, 1 person would get away scot-free, and they would be slightly crippled going into the next act, the next trap. This is just the first segment of this trap. I had you could have 1 or 2 or 3 segments of these piston setups set up, because you really only take a few hearts of damage just by 1 segment. But it's a great. You've forced you work in a team. People can freak out, getting crushed. We've seen what happens before when you get crushed, you get suffocated. And so this is the proof of concept for the friend crusher. It's pretty open still. All the circuitry is open. It would be ideally be closed. It only took me about 30 to 45 minutes to do all this. It wouldn't take that much more to finish it aesthetically and get the hallways finished and get a little bit of, like I said, the environment, dim lighting, that sort of thing set up. But and this is only the first trap idea. I have 4 or 5 others in the works that I really like, and so I hope you like my idea. Take it or leave it. It's up to you guys. But I really like some of these ideas, and I hope that you can use them in future Let's Play. So thanks for watching. Salute Tower Pimps. Genocide Horn out.